If you're a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I can almost guarantee that you're doing at least two, maybe even all five of the things that I'm about to talk about. And here's the issue. These habits make BJJ feel much harder than it needs to be. They gas you out, they make you panic, they slow down your progress, and in some cases, they literally put you or your training partner at risk of injury. Now, the good news is once you stop doing them, everything gets easier quickly. So today we're breaking down the 5 things that every white belt should stop doing immediately. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to train smarter, safer, and with far more confidence. So welcome back to the channel, or if you're new to the channel, my name's Simon. I'm a BJJ black belt. I'm a coach. I'm a sometime competitor and someone who still remembers exactly what it felt like to be a completely lost white belt. Now, I've coached a lot of people, a lot of beginners, and I see the same patterns repeat themselves every single day. Not because people don't try, it's because they try too hard, and that's the real problem. So let's fix it. So number one, stop muscling everything. When you're brand new, you don't understand shapes, posture, base, timing, leverage, or the purpose of each position. So your body defaults to the one thing that it does understand, and that's usually strength. But strength only works until the moment that it doesn't work. Once you meet someone stronger, heavier, or someone who's just more efficient than you are, your entire game collapses. When you muscle through everything, 3 predictable things happen. First, you burn out in 30 seconds. Second, you never learn efficient movement. And third, you develop bad habits that are incredibly hard to break later on. Now, I often hear white belts say, I just need better cardio. You don't need better cardio. What you need is to be more efficient. You need better efficiency. I've rolled with black belts who barely break a sweat when they're rolling. Not because they're fitter, but because they're more relaxed, they're more technical, and they're not fighting against themselves. So what's the fix? The fix is to stop trying to win every exchange. Let the position settle, build frames, build posture, learn the shapes that matter. You're not here to win rounds, you're here to learn how to move. Number 2, stop holding your breath. Now, this might be the most damaging habit for beginners. When you're stressed, you hold your breath without even noticing sometimes. And once your breathing goes, everything else goes. Your timing, your focus, your decision making, it just all falls apart. Now, a lot of white belts think that they're panicking because their partner is heavier, stronger, better at jiu-jitsu. It's none of these things. It's because the brain is screaming out for oxygen. When you've got good breathing, it will help keep you calm. It will help prevent you from panicking. It will help you survive pressure. It will help extend your gas tank, and it will make problem solving much easier. Now, I talk about breathing all the time because it's that important, whether it's here on YouTube, whether it's in class, I'm always emphasizing breathing. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that breathing is a massive part of my training. If you really want to understand breathing properly, then my friend Glyn, a 3rd-degree black belt, has got a brilliant course over on BJJ Fanatics called Breathe to Win. I'm not on commission for this. I won't receive any kickbacks or anything for promoting it, but I just think it's that good of a course. It will really help you to learn how to breathe properly, and it will change the way you roll. A good breath pattern can save you from a bad position before technique even comes into it. Number 3, stop fighting every position like it's life or death. This is why white belts are unpredictable and sometimes dangerous. Everything is a full-on power battle. Passing the guard, escaping side control, getting grips. Even tiny movements feels like a street fight. But the reality, the truth is, training is not about domination. It's about gathering information. Getting swept doesn't mean that you're bad. Getting mounted doesn't mean that you failed. Tapping doesn't mean that you've lost. It just means that you now know what doesn't work. When you fight every position with maximum tension, you actually lose the ability to learn. And ironically, you make yourself easier to control. Sometimes the smartest play is just to accept the position. Okay, he passed my guard, fine. Now I'm going to frame, I'm going to breathe, I'm going to build some structure, and I'm going to start escaping properly. And here's another important point. If your partner is going too hard, then you don't need to match their energy. You don't need to meet force with force. Sometimes the most mature decision, especially for older grapplers like me, is just simply tapping and resetting. You're here to train for the long run. You're not here to win a 5-minute round with one of your teammates. Number 4, stop copying techniques that you don't understand. Now, I love YouTube as much as the next person, but the problem with YouTube is white belts will often copy shapes without understanding the underlying concepts of why something works. Every good technique relies on base, posture, structure, connection, weight distribution, timing, leverage. If you don't understand these concepts, then the technique won't work, or at least it won't work properly. It won't work every time, or it won't work on someone who's better than you are. And you'll think that the problem is with your fitness or with your strength or with your flexibility. The problem is with the foundation. So for example, you can learn a sweep in 30 seconds, but it'll take weeks or even months to understand where your weight should be, how your hips should move, and how to anticipate what your opponent's reaction is, or what, how to counteract their reaction. Concepts first, techniques second. Stop collecting techniques and start building a game. Number 5, stop comparing yourself to other people. This one probably destroys progress more than anything else. You can't compare yourselves to other people, especially when you don't know what those other people are going through or what their background is. You might be comparing yourself to someone who's younger, someone who's fitter, someone who's heavier, someone who's a former athlete, or pro athlete maybe. You might be comparing yourself to someone who's naturally aggressive, someone who trains more often than you do, someone who's pain-free, or someone who simply learns faster than you do. Your only competition is against yesterday's version of yourself. Now, as someone older and someone who's dealing with ongoing health issues, I get this more than most people. Some days I can train normally, some days I can barely move. Some days I'm strong and explosive, and other days every single thing hurts. I can't compare myself to what other people are doing, especially much younger people. I show up because BJJ is about progress, not perfection. You need to stop comparing sideways and start just comparing forwards. Being a white belt is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be confusing. But I think these 5 habits will make your journey so much easier. So just to recap, number 1, stop muscling everything. Number 2, stop holding your breath. Number 3, stop fighting every position like it's life or death. Number 4, stop copying techniques before understanding concepts. And number 5, stop comparing yourself to other people. If you cut out even one of these things, you'll improve immediately. If you cut out all 5, then your BJJ will just change forever. Now, if this helped, then drop a comment. Tell me which mistake you're guilty of. We've all done at least a few of them, I think. And if you want more videos like this, then make sure you subscribe, click the like button, and I'll see you again in the next video.